Is the world really fair? Listen to this. The problem, the crisis, the poverty and the suffering we have in this world are man-made. People make them. People chooses to suffer people. The United States seizes Venezuela's president jet. Ask me, for what reason? For what reason? Hi, America. These people are so funny. Funny human beings. One day, it will all end. And it's coming soon. Let me tell you something. Venezuela recently had election, right? And according to the statistics, the current president now, who they elected, won the election. And the people chooses, if you just study them, you see that the people chooses this man. And America don't want him because he's not their puppet. He's not the kind of person they want to plant there. Why? Because Venezuela has oil. Now, I posted a video before. Listen to this.
The country with the highest oil reserve in the whole world today is Venezuela. The country with the biggest oil reserve in the whole world is Venezuela. But Venezuela is sanctioned from selling their oil in the world market today. And for what offense? Because Venezuela is a country that refused to sell their oil with US dollars. Venezuela is a country that says we will be selling our oil with euro and not the American US dollars. And America gets offended and sanctioned Venezuela from selling their oil in the whole world market. And to tell you how serious they are, if Venezuela should go against that law to continue selling that oil in the world market, they are going to invade Venezuela and bomb them to death. So out of the fear of the predator, Venezuela accepted we will not be selling our oil in the world market. So we hold our oil inside us and we suffer even with our own resources because a predator refused us to sell our own natural given resources for our own survival simply because we refuse to enthrone his US dollars, his own superiority over the world. Follow me carefully this night. You are going to learn a lot. A man called Gaddafi of Libya is a man who woke up and says, I will not be exchanging my oil with US dollars. Libya will exchange their oil with gold. Mali Koli is a liar. America says this man is an idiot. He's an Adam that is beginning to eat the fruit of knowledge. And so when he eats this fruit of knowledge, we will go to pursue him away because if he is allowed to stay 1 minute there again, he's going to communicate knowledge to the other Adams. America went with a flying jet into Libya and bombed Gaddafi to death. For what offense? Because this man says, I will begin to sell my country's oil, no longer with US dollars, but with gold. The reason why you have not understand that human life is calibrated exactly the same way animal life is calibrated is because the colonialists have taught you about one God. A man who taught you about one God is a colonialist. Individuals know, the wise, the intelligent people know that God is individualized to people that sponsors their survivor. The God of the predator cannot be the God of the prey. The God of the lion cannot be the God of the antelope. The West is antelope. The West is the predators. They are the eagles, they are the lion. Russia are the tigers. Chinese are the tigers. Africans is the antelope. Our own life is not fight. Our own life is cooperation. Their own life is killing people. And so the worst mistake you will make is thinking that you can adopt their culture. It was out of fear that Saudi Arabia signed a deal with America. Says, America, before any man comes to sell any oil with us in this world, before any man comes to buy oil from us, the man must first go and get US dollars to come and use it to buy our oil. Called Saudi American dollar deal. Go and browse it. Because they don't want to be wiped off. And for that reason, for that single reason, before you sell your oil today in the world market, it must be US dollars. Any nation that rises against this will be wiped off. We will be invaded and killed. You now discover the way animals in the bush live is the way humans live. Some humans are meant to kill others for them to survive. Some are meant to cooperate with themselves for them to survive. Some don't meant to kill other human beings, but meant to feed on natural other elements of life. And so who is teaching you about one God? Is a colonialist. Just like a lion who has gone to educate the children of the antelope. And that is why they fought with all their energy to erase your history, so that the children of the antelope will think that every time the lion always wins. But the antelope, if they begin to actually engineer their own way of life, the lion will die of hunger. An African man who is adopting Christianity today is a fool. He's a man that does not have sense. He's a man that does not understand the metrics of the world ecosystem. The West choose this religion of Christianity because it teaches them mass murder of people and take away their resources for the sole purpose of expecting forgiveness from them. That is why they choose Christianity. You see where their God, government of the day, is talking to Paul. He says, go to Amalek and destroy all their land. You see where their God, government of the day, is talking to Joshua. He says, Joshua, go to Jericho, destroy everything in Jericho, and bring gold and silver from the Jericho to my house. That is how that God is obsessed for gold and silver, government of the day. The religion aligns with their culture. They choose Christianity because Christianity teaches sexual violations. You now see women are going to dress anyhow because it is in that sexual violation that their business is going to be moving. An African man who chooses he can copy Christianity is a very stupid man because he doesn't know that Christianity is a religion of the predators, and that is why the predators teach you to love your enemy. He says, if you love your friend, you are just like a normal iheri that have sense. He says, when you begin to love your enemy, love me. I am going back in my nation to go and build a jet, fighting jets, bomb, nuclear energies. But you will learn to love your enemies as long as I come back to destroy you and exploit your resources. If you think I'm lying, let your nation sell their oil today without dollar. They will wipe off Nigeria. No nation have dared it. If you dare, Venezuela today is the country with the highest oil reserve, but they could not sell in the world market because they refuse to sell in US dollars. Rise up and understand the metrics of the world. You will die if you think God is in the sky. God is on this earth. Man, God is man. If man cannot do it for you, die.
What this guy said here is totally truth. In fact, before I didn't know that Venezuela has the highest oil reserve in the whole world. I didn't know. But after I saw this video, I went and researched about it. Now, to the far, let me give this boy his flower because he deserves it. He the light of Africa. This guy is a genius. And when he says, you may not agree with him, everything he says is okay. You may have different opinion, it's okay. But some things that he says is fact. Pure fact. You went and seized a president, a sovereign country president they seized this plane in Dominican Republic, transferred it to their country. That is bullying. You are bullying a country because you have power because you choose to do whatever you want. And mind you, Venezuela have different culture. Venezuela speak even Spanish. They don't even speak English. Just because they have oil. Just because they don't want to do what you want them to do. After the sanction is not even working. And the thing is that they sanction this country. They have been sanctioned going for years now. To be honest, Venezuela is being sanctioned for years now. Now, what they did is that they had to go through using a company to buy this presidential jet, which America seized. They go through using a company to purchase the plane. But because that's why I told you that we should support BRICS. Because you know that every transaction done in the world today, it passes through America's system, which is the SWIFT. I always tell you guys that no country in the world today, unless BRICS break this thing, that bring their payment system, every transaction done passes through a Western bank. SWIFT. That's why if you want to transfer money, which country, any country that you are, they are going to ask you of a SWIFT code. What's the SWIFT code? Are you getting my point? So every transaction done passes through American bank before it transfers to another country. And that's how these guys grow their economy. Because they have managed to implant dollar into everyone's head. Nobody's even thinking right again. Listen to what the man says. Listen to what he says.
So today we've seized Venezuelan-owned aircraft predominantly used by Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro in violation of U.S. sanctions and other matters that we're looking at into the aircraft.
What does that mean?
So today we seized the aircraft in violation of U.S. sanctions against Venezuela by the United States government.
Are you able to explain kind of what the sanctions were?
So it's the ongoing existing sanctions that OFAC has levied against Venezuela for years now.
And explain OFAC.
OFAC is the Office of Financial Asset Control, so they designate certain host countries who are sanctioned, not allowed to have U.S. business, U.S. parts, or U.S. origin parts, stuff like that. So Venezuela has been heavily sanctioned by the U.S. government.
How did this happen? So from what I understand, the plane was in the Dominican Republic?
Yes, so HSI, working with our partners at the Department of Commerce, Bureau of Industry and Security, and officials in the Dominican Republic, have worked to seize this plane in violation of U.S. sanctions and, again, other criminal matters that we're looking at with this aircraft.
How did that happen? I mean, did agents go down there and board the plane and take off, or how did?
So, yeah, HSI has a global footprint. We have an office in the Dominican Republic. We work side by side all over the world with officials, including officials in the DR. So, yeah, HSI will use its global footprint to enforce its criminal priorities all over the world.
Did this happen that you got wind that, hey, his plane is coming to the Dominican Republic? That's a place where we can see?
Yeah, so again, HSI Miami's got long-standing investigations in the Maduro regime going back years. We've seized over two...
Sir, start that one again. Start that one again.
Ask me that question again, sir.
I forgot. I forgot what the question was.
Did we know about it? How did we know about
it? That's it. Did you know that someone was coming in with the plane and that you'd be there to just be able to grab it?
So HSI Miami has long-standing investigations into the Maduro regime. We've disrupted the flow of over $2 billion and indicted over 30 members of the Maduro regime, associates and facilitators. So we are constantly looking at the corrupt practices and illegal activities of the Maduro regime.
What message does this put out there in the world?
It says that HSI and its partners have the global reach to impact anyone, including... Sorry, ask me that again.
What message does this send out there?
It says that HSI Miami, HSI on the whole, and its partners have the expertise, the global reach, and the partnerships to impact anyone, including heads of state who think they're untouchable.
What was this plane used for? Kind of talk about where it's been, what it's been used for.
Yeah, so this plane was predominantly utilized by Nicolas Maduro. Numerous state visits. It's traveled to numerous countries on state visits with Nicolas Maduro. It's been utilized for a lot of official business for the Venezuelan government.
And given the current climate right now with Venezuela, what is the message that you're sending to the Venezuelan government?
So again, that the United States, and particularly HSI and its partners, will continue to investigate the corrupt practices of any regime anywhere in the world, including Venezuela.
Anything on the horizon that's coming up regarding Nicolas Maduro and Venezuela?
So again, our investigations are broad and they're ongoing, and we've had substantial investigations. Today is just one more success, and we have lots more pending.
Have you heard from the Venezuelan government since this happened?
We have not.
Are you expecting to?
I don't expect HSI Miami to, but there will be. So the plane has been seized. It will move into forfeiture proceedings and will allow for that kind of coordination and communication.
Going into forfeiture proceedings, does that mean you'd be able to sell it and use that money for something else? Or?
So again, when the plane's been seized, it'll move into forfeiture, and if it's officially forfeiture, then yes, then it would be looked to possibly be liquidated and sold.
Then that money could be used for investigations for...
It would, yeah, the money would be going into the governmental forfeiture funds.
Anything else to add?
No.
Doug, anything? Thank you. I appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thanks for the
They're asking you question. Yeah, they're asking you question. You say, explain the sanction. For what reasons? To be honest, this is pure bullying. This is pure bullying. And I'm just hoping that the world leaders should condemn this kind of act done by the United States. They have to condemn it, because it's not. This is no longer funny. This is no longer funny. The control is too much. You are in your country, you are trying to control another country that have different culture, different things. They are doing their things differently. The citizens are happy. If not because of the way we are exposing Burkina Faso now, they're already calling him by the English word they use for person. Any person they don't like, they call him a dictator. That's what they do. Any person that doesn't want to be their puppet, they will call him a dictator. That's what they do. It's coming to an end. Just someday. And it will be listed for them. Because this is what they did to Libya. Till today, Libya is suffering. This is what they did to Gaddafi. It's coming to an end. Okay, brothers, I would love to know what you think in the comment section. See you in the next video.